Hello and welcome to my first ever attempt at recording my Football Manager saves and publishing it to YouTube. Now, a couple of ground things to cover. I have just started the save that I want to do, which is starting with Aston Villa. As you can see, I've got my Aston Villa shirt on. To clear up, I'm not an actual Aston Villa supporter, I'm just an avid shirt collector. But I do have a very good friend of mine who's a Villa supporter who probably is a large part of the reason for doing this save with Villa. So if we dive in, I've done nothing to this save, I've just started it using a custom database that I have and literally starting from scratch. So again, if we go through, so there's obviously me. This will cover down the line, but as you can tell, there's the outer terms contracts. Now, big point to mention, I do not have my own tactics. I use downloaded tactics, which many people may see as cheating, but that's just a side of the game that I'm not particularly strong at, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I kind of much more prefer and I'm better at, in my humble opinion, the recruitment side of the game. So I often use downloaded tactics and kind of build squads rather than create my own tactic. So we'll go and create the one I've got lined up in here. I mean, I have to give him a shout out because, as you can see, I'm quite a fan of what he does. His RDF. I plan to use the RDF Matthias Jessel Salzburg tactic for Aston Villa. We'll just pop that straight in there. Again, just wanted to clear that up straight away so there's no misdoings. I'm not trying to claim that any of this is mine. Straight away, as you can see, it's his tactic. So, moving on. Standard stuff, except the current vision. Again, don't really need to read much of that. Coutinho's 2 months out, Sanson's 3 months out. A couple of reoccurrences, which isn't good. Squad selection rules for the Premier League, and the transfer window is in process. So, first things first, staff. Now, usually, I would completely overhaul the staff, which is what, to be fair, looks like I need to do because the Villa's staffing is far worse than I imagined. For now, I'm going to leave it as is. Perhaps in the next episode, I will go through my staffing filters and we will recruit better staff. But because that's just appalling to have the 14th best scouting department. But I digress. So match again. I delegate, and I delegate friendlies because I do not want any part of the friendlies. Tactics, again, I delegate specific instructions. Art of delegation, again, I don't control training. The only part of training I'll control is when I wish to retrain a player, specific position. Again, media, don't want anything to do with media. Transfers and contracts, I'm happy to do all this. Occasionally I'd use my director of football, but I just don't find them to be very good. I mean, they will get the odd gem, but beyond that, I just don't really. I prefer to be complete hands-on of that. Again, though, my scouts are in charge of everything indefinitely and until full knowledge. Advice and reports, that's just doesn't need changing because I've not changed the staff. That's all fine. That's all fine. So that's the staffing sorted. So straight away, let's have a look what the assistant manager thinks my best team is, which would be this. Now, I do have a very specific kind of way of recruiting. I won't go into it in too much depth in this episode. Again, this is something that I could look to explore down the line. Perhaps, obviously, if there's interest in it, but for now I will just pop some players onto my shortlist I'm interested in. As you can see, there's not a lot of scope for improvement at the minute anyway, but some of these will be who I'm interested in this season and some are next. For example, long term I'm interested in Onana. It's quite obvious that he's currently suspended but he wishes to leave. So I'd like to hope I can get him on a Bosman or get him cheap in January. But for now, we just want to include him on the short list because he's a player that I'm interested in. Another one, again, it's going to look daft now. Someone I'm interested in, but this season unavailable because obviously he's out on loan at Norwich. But as you can see, he's actually contracted to United till 2024. So next season I could go in for him and we'll see what happens. But again, just pop him on the short list. Now, another one. Let's see if I can find him. There he is. Left back I'm interested in. Let's pop him on the short list for now. Now, someone that I do think I'm going to try and make a signing now is this chap. That is someone that I am interested in now. Let's go back to it so you get a better look. I think he's great. Obviously, you can play him in centre back, you can play him defensive mid. I don't currently use a defensive mid, but you can. You can play him centre mid. I just think that centrally he's got a lot of value that he could bring for this team, and I think that he's certainly someone that I could get at a good price. Another one that will not be for this season, but one I want to keep an eye on, is Issa Diop. Again, I think good scope, good age, good technicals, experience in the league. I think it's someone that I could certainly get down the line. Another one interesting that I think can add into the midfield at a good price. Obviously carries the cravat that it'd be homegrown because he's West Ham, which is always a good thing to have in this game if you've any interest in kind of, look at that, Anderlecht paid less for him than Charlton did for a season on loan. Incredible. Josh Cullen, someone that again I'd be interested in bringing him to the club. Someone that I'm hoping to get this season, and we'll see how it goes. Harvey Elliott. I'm interested in playing him in the centre of midfield, kind of developing him in the centre rather than as a winger, because as you obviously tell, I'm not playing wingers in this formation. So we'll see if Liverpool bid. Interesting. So should I want to stump the money up, I can pay big money to get him. What's this squad player? I'm happy enough with all that. Can I get rid of can be recalled, or will that make them kick off? No, they won't can be recalled back in. So that'd cause the deal to cost me about nah. We'll put can be recalled back in, and we'll lower this down. So we'll put this. We put it back in. Pretty sure we have to. No, we've not. Can be recalled back in though. Let's just be cheeky. So no, that's kind of what they want. So we'll go with that for a season. Next up, another one. Again, comes with a cravat of being obviously homegrown. Great stats for a cam roll. I'm currently stacked though. He's not somebody that I'll be able to get first season, I don't think, because of the money. But he's somebody that I certainly want to keep an eye on for potential down the line. Another striker that I'm interested in, which again won't be immediately, but his price certainly could become better depending on Brighton's Premier League status. He's already interested in clubs, so I might have to act faster than I wanted to though, but it all depends on money. So what kind of money I get depends who I can afford. And last but not least, another player I want to keep an eye on that I think's got great potential. Again, my scouts are already loving him. We'll see what kind of money we get, but another one I also want to keep an eye on while I'm at Bournemouth is Curtis Jones. Sorry, he's not at Bournemouth, is he? Is it Fulham? Or did they just sign Neko? Has he not gone out on loan? Have I dreamt that? I think I've dreamt that. I thought for some reason Curtis Jones had gone out on loan. But maybe he's another one that I could have first season. Nope, he's at Liverpool. I invented it. So they'd want all of his wages, which is something I currently can't afford, in a similar kind of deal to Harvey Elliott. But anyway, let's get him on the short list. Now, is there anyone here that's Deadwood? I pretty much plan to use all of these, but I think these lads could benefit from going out on loan. So I'm going to pop these out on loan. Same for Ramsey. Again, you could argue that they're good enough to play now, but I think they'd benefit from being out on loan because they're not going to be regular starters for me. And they could come back and hopefully present a case to me later down the line. So yeah, there's none of them really that I would consider selling. 23s. Quite a lot of garbage here. Basayev's probably the best player. I might as well send him out on loan. See what he can do. Free up some wages short term. He's quite a good player actually. But he's, again, somebody that I feel would benefit from a loan move. He may not take any interest being 17, but if I can get these lads out on regular loans, they'll come back better for it. He's not very good, neither is he. These are okay. Anyway. So yeah, there's nobody really I could sell to make money. So I am very much with what I've got. 10k, which is not a lot at all, but Villa's expenditure is already significant. I think that's all I would do beginning wise, because obviously I'm not. Right, so all these have got loans, that's absolutely amazing. I've obviously not done the let's see, regular starter. Yeah, you can be a starter in the Championship, you can be a starter in League One, you can be a starter in League One. No, you're not being a squad player. Not being a squad player. Oh, yeah, you're not being a squad player. Just something that I don't want them to be squad. I want them to be playing week in, week out. That's an incredibly interesting move. But yeah, we'll send Jacob Ramsey out to Austria VM. Only come stronger for the experience, I hope. Let's just see what that comes out back at, and this guy regular star, not counting, will massively improve for that kind of experience at national. It's 17. Ashley Young is just last season for the club for me. He's certainly going to be moved on. Liam Bailey, Conza, Matty Cash. Fine. Yeah, good youth. Yep. Kurt Smith's another one. When he's a little bit older, he will certainly be out on a loan. As you can see, he's already pushing the first team. Again, under FFP control, want me to sell people. That's never a good start to a save, is it? Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. I tell you what I think I might do. I think we'll get this first episode done, and then I think the next one I will kind of look at my staff. But for now, we'll just rock and roll for a little bit with what we've got, and then we'll see. So, get all this stuff out of the way. Interesting. Let's lowball. Because I've only got 6 mil, to be honest. No, we don't want that. That's a hideous clause to have when you're going to buy a player. Right, go on. Bump that up. It's fine, doesn't bother me. Let's introduce myself. Don't like making promises. Top half, yeah. Let's try in the FA Cup, was always a good one. Right, all players are happy enough. Again, them injured players. Again, pop that on. Because again, I won't be taking control of that. Meet the media is always something I'm really interested in. You've got to do the first one. Like, if you storm out that you've just started on a bad foot, it's not worth it. No. I definitely need more wage budget. Yep. 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 No comment. It's fine. Get that done. See how this game goes. Yeah, if I'm not kind of looking up at the camera often enough, it's because the camera's kind of right facing towards me, whereas I'm obviously focused on the game. But pull me up on it in the comments if you think that I need to look more, because I will. I'm just not used to it, to be honest. This is obviously the first time I've done something like this. Scouting department, don't need to. Push that up to 5. I'm hoping I can get a deal done. If not, it might just have to be 2 loans and Tapia next season. But he's got interest from other clubs now as well. We'll just have to see, won't we? Again, no need to really do much. Right, why is the Elliott loan getting delayed? That's worrying. I have a feeling I can't afford anyone. Get him out on loan. 8.75 million to loan Harvey Elliott in. That is a lot of money. A lot of money I do not have. That's a shame, but that's the way it is. Like I say, he's coming up that pretty much would do a job in either defence, so he'd be a versatile player at 25 for that kind of money. He'd be a great signing. But it's looking like he's out of the realms. Again, Diop, Cullen. He's in Championship, which is interesting. Joe Rebo. Not for me. Didn't ask you to do that, but okay. No, we don't want that. I can only pay 6 up front. So, how about this? So, again, that could be a potential way of getting Tapia. Ramsey's out on loan, that's fine. I hope he has a cracking season. This could be a way of getting Tapia because Elliott is an no-go because I can't really afford to pay best part of 9 million. Unsure. Okay. You can not have a pay rise and you're not bringing defenders in, but I will certainly help you to learn English. That's again doable. So we'll push him down. 30k. Get rid of a sell on. See if we can get him at 30k, because that'd be tremendous wage for that kind of player. I think we may end up meeting at 35, but we've got to be optimistic in this game. Getting closer to what I want. If he gets angry, I just end up giving him. See, there we are, 30k, which is, for that kind of player, for me, is banging. Got him at a decent amount of money, about just over 10 mil over couple of seasons, and I've managed to get some wages by getting. So he's basically paid for himself when the loans have gone through, and that's my only signing I think I'll end up making unless something comes up or they give me more money, for example. So it'll be a nice and easy trip through pre-season. I don't plan on giving any of them 3 new deals. I don't really plan on giving Vasiev a new deal, but he's got a clause. This chap's interesting. Reven, same, don't plan on giving him a new deal. So a lot of these will go, so I'm just not even going to look for now. I will attend the recruitment meeting just to see what you're saying. Be interested. Turnbull, yeah, it's not the worst. It's not the worst signing. We'll put him on the short list. John Buckley again, I can see the logic. Right, I'm looking for really good players that are older than 28. Is it up? Already on my short list, so we're obviously thinking somewhat similar there. Lloyd Kelly, I can see that. Young Bournemouth centre back. Where have they done that before? Some will know. No, not for me with Troost-Ekong. Not for me with Hector. Again, find me really good players that are older than 28. Jamie Shackleton. Okay. Tavernier, no. Tavernier. No, not for me. We'll just take it. We don't need to. You know what I mean? He may come good. He may come good. He's not someone I'm interested in at the minute. Right, let's see the reports. Ben Godfrey. For that kind of money, no. Chris Mepham. Much better kind of money. I don't think so. Yeah, why would I pay 45 million for Ben Godfrey when I can pay 9 for Chris Mepham? Crazy. That's the thing with this game. Adam Ida, he brings back a lot of memories for me. I signed him with Rochdale saves I've had in the past, and he's gone to smash it. He's obviously quite the potential. He's got some first team minutes this season for Norwich, so he's certainly doing something right in real life. No, not for me, because our Rico Henry is linked with Villa constantly, and a lot of that was just Dean Smith because Dean Smith took him to Brentford from Walsall. But he's not. I don't think he's going to go sign for Norwich just because Dean Smith's at Norwich now, and he's injury prone, so not for me. Fredericks, no. Aaron's again potential, but like Cantwell, is he just going to dwindle down so his contract's out? Certainly not with Laurent Karius. Robert Sanchez, good keeper. Again, another one. Watched him play quite a bit at Rochdale. It's nice to see him develop. Making the Spain team these days. Not starting, but he's still. Again, auto selects including youth. What else we got? So again, it's just flying through pre-season at this stage in this first episode. Not much is going to go on. 4-4 game in DC, is this a sign of what's to come with this tactic? Is it going to be all scoring, swashbuckling? We shall see. Indy 11 next, which again is an American team we should really be beating. Arguably should be beating DC, but it's pre-season. I don't really care too much if I'm honest. I think pre-season is just really about getting them up to match fitness. It's not. I mean, there's certain things you can read into it, but not to an extent. Like Sander Berge again. It's a little steep, but I will monitor him. Personally, I think the scouting needs to be a lot better at Villa, so I'm not wholeheartedly sticking to these reports as of yet. I just want to get Tapia in. I have a feeling that'll struggle to get over the line because of money, but that's the only signing that I want. There we go, we'll send him out for some more wage back. Not a lot, but that's all my youth prospects now. Vasilev's gone out as well, that's fine, I hope he does well. Plays himself into a new deal maybe. he's not somebody that I'll probably look to keep around. But yeah. So that leaves me with exactly paid for, and it should be exactly paid for. So our books should be perfectly balanced. And I think personally Villa have got a well-rounded squad. I just don't think it's been utilised correctly. Now, I'm not saying I'm the one to do that, but there's certainly, I know I've got no money, but there's certainly worse teams to start. Certainly worse teams to start off with in this kind of position. Fringe play, you're just never going to play at Plymouth. What's the point? No thanks. Con's bruised his knee. That's less than ideal. 3 days out. Again, hopefully, he's a big part of this season, Conza. Huh, forgot he was on loan from Barca. No thanks. See, Kerr Smith already should be in the under 23s. He's 17, I think. 16. He's a wonder kid on this game, I think. Villa obviously recognise something. Yeah, so we'll fly through July. Are you any good? I don't think you're bad. We'll trigger his extension and resist the urge to sell for these garbage figures that are being quoted. Now, Tapi is just going to get his work permit. 22nd of July, that's 5 days away. So we'll play to that at least. Hopefully get him on board. No, you're not having Mungo Bridge. I'm gonna let him have an extra year out and see how he goes. Can have him on loan perhaps. Again, beating the 11, which is good. And City are offering for Phillips, interestingly. Won't see that every day. On this game, I've played a lot of this game this year. You kind of recognise the stories that regular signings, regular transfers. Yeah, so he signed a new deal. What have we got? Como on a friendly. Interesting, I'm not even sure where that is. I'm sure someone will know. Request summary to inbox. I don't really need to be reading that at this point. Burnley bid for Longstaff. I think he's out of contract, isn't he? Yeah. Good old Bosman. See, that's the point, obviously, because it'd be from Ajax. I could actually get goalkeeper from Ajax or Nana on a pre-contract rather than waiting until the end. Because obviously, it's only in England though that rule exists. You can't get pre-contracts from the same nation. No. No, no, no. So, yeah, interesting. No idea who you are, crack on. Yeah, I think definitely the next episode I'm gonna redo the, no. I'm gonna definitely redo the scouting department. Yeah, you can go to Grimsby, that's fine. No issue with that. You just won't go into Plymouth. Right, here we are. So we're about 250k short. So someone has to go for 250k. That's disappointing. Got clauses ready to sell. No. Ha! Interesting one. That's never going to happen. Jesus. 10 mil every year. Right, so that's a no-go. This is going to be a bit of a chat. I may have to cash in on Mungo. Can I get any money for Rio? Oh, he's injured. Ah, that's annoying. I would have sold her even in a heartbeat. Right, okay. See, we're already having to make sacrifices. Yeah, so the next bid that comes in for Mungo I'll now have to take more seriously. Because I do want Tapia. That's the main signing that I mark for this window, and that's obviously the money I've got. Here we go. Right. Give me 250k. 50%. No. We need 250k. I'm willing to scrap this, but we need 250k. Right. So we'll do that because, again, 250k would go right into signing a player I want now. And should he become any good, we've secured 50% of the profit on the next sale. So if Preston sell him on for a reasonable fee, then we'll get paid out on it. That's the kind of way I approach these when I'm selling a youngster that I'm not sure I really want to sell. But obviously, at this present stage, I need the money here and now. So we can go to Preston and we'll see how he does. And I've secured his value by obviously getting him to sign the extension clause. Just because he would have been out of contract in 12 months anyway. So we'll let him go out. Get Tapia through the door and then probably call it for this episode. And I will join you back next time where I promise we will go for all the staffing. As expected, not come up with anyone. Aaron Connell is an interesting one. Interesting. Again, Duck Thorndike can go out on loan, that's fine. Right. Salanatria. So now other clubs are obviously. How about that? Okay. No, that's shit. So now what we can do, because Hull have come in with a better offer, we can now do this. So Hull, better than Preston. So Preston's rejected, and Mungo Bridge is offered out 350k with a percentage of 50%. And we'll see if Preston bite. So Cardiff come in with 125. So we'll say 350 and we'll say 50%. Cardiff not having that, so we'll go back to 300. 50%. Nope, still not having it. Last chance. I'm not going below Hull because what's the point? Just pay the goddamn money. Being so cheap. Oh, I can already see this is going nowhere fast. Oops. Right, that's fine. Piss off. Coutinho's starting to come back from his injury, which is a good sign. So we'll save the game. Continue. Request support to unbox. Continue. Continue. Yilmaz certainly will not be somebody I consider at 36 years old. Could do that to get a little bit more money, but I'm not going to do that on this occasion. Because for the sake of 2.75 million, it's not going to do anything. So we'll just literally, yes, delay it one more week and then we'll be able to do it. Just literally waiting for the Mungo deal to go through. While at the same time we'll play selling a tier, I'll say it. Okay. Nobody that needs to be added yet, I don't think. Because I've got a lot out on loan at Villa. Not long now. So, he agrees. The board will give him 300k. Again, just to keep things sweet. Because he could turn out to be a really good player. But we'll just never know. Squad numbers are fine as is. Because there's nothing I need to add. I'll give Tapia a number. So, Mungo Bridge is gone. What's he worth now? 94 to 950. So, obviously, he could do something for Hull, but he wasn't for me. Now, what we can do, I believe, is this. And now, got the money in place, can afford the deal. Let's confirm it. And we'll leave it there, having looked at our new player after the Salernitana game, which should perfectly be on a month. So here we are. This is Villa's new signing. I mean, I disagree with that sentiment because he's not going to be playing there, but I suppose the game has to do the game. So Tappy's in the squad, taking us to 20. And we will give him number 24 for a versatile player. Let's go for that. So yeah, this is our new signing. Already his value's gone up, which is fine by me. Again, for me, he could play numerous positions, so he could be a ball playing defender, be a central defender, be a DLP, probably our best DLP in the absence of again, just will cover every single midfield and centre back position, so it just shows us up there and just gives us that little bit extra. So this is where we'll leave it for the first one. So thank you for joining me, and I will hopefully see you next time.